Thanks for staying with us. We have Unica calling from Plato. Good morning, Unica. You're live.
Ginika.
Hello, good morning. Are you there? I think I lost that call.
Oh, Ginika.
Like that so we come to you because of these issues of insecurity, because I think many of the issues my parents have today is that our kids are not very resilient anymore. They're so used to this jet age. Everything is easy, you know, and any little thing you do to them, they claim their mental health issues. They're not as strong as we are. And this is part of the teasing that we got. That someone probably strengthened us and made us who we are today. So in this age of, oh, I'm calling out all those who are body shaming, do you think it is a way of, I mean, do you think it's right for us to start calling out people, or do you think we are further reinforcing how weak we are today emotionally?
You know, what you have just said, the preamble to where you ended about our kids not being resilient. You know, people can argue it differently because for me, what I see is that our kids have refused to be bullied and they recognize bullying quickly. Yeah. We accepted it as it was something that we had to take. And I don't know if it really made us resilient. It just made us to be able to pretend that things did not get to us. But we know that it was getting to us. It was affecting many other things that we did because of that. But our children will hear it immediately. They'll be like, no, don't say that to me. Or do you know this is what she's saying to me? I don't like it. So I don't know if that makes them weaker or actually makes them stronger enough to know from the beginning, from the get-go, that I do not want to be part of this toxicity. And so it now puts responsibility on the person with the words to be careful the next time, the sort of things that they say, because people are no longer accepting it as, you know, trying to be resilient. Now, that's on the one hand. The conversation about calling people out. You know, I don't like what they call cancel culture, which is someone makes a mistake. Be careful, I'm saying mistake, and I know what I'm saying. Someone makes a mistake. Someone says something when they were really young with limited maturity and understanding, and many years later, without giving the person an opportunity to maybe apologize or, you know, seek redress, we come online and we call the person out. And what that thing does is that immediately people start bashing that person.
It's called the cancel culture?
Yes, cancel culture, which is delete this person from ever doing anything, their name or their brand, because of things that they have done in the past. Now, you know, the other thing is, does this person that you have abused in the past, does that person really owe you? Does that person really owe you any grace to come and have this conversation? After all, when you did your thing, you left that person to carry the burden throughout the years, and finally, you know, they're able to call. As long as you're doing this calling out or this conversation in a healthy way, in such a way that is really about, you know, building yourself and reconciling, I think that is okay. But if it's just about revenge, and one thing with revenge is that they say that as you dig a hole, be careful how far you dig it, or you dig for two, because you end up falling in it. So the strength really shows that when you've moved on, your strength will really be from letting revenge go and just trying to discuss with the person, see how it has affected me, and not about social media. Come and gather, or see this person. Now that I have all of you and your attention, let's attack this person.
So I like where you started. You know, I don't think our children are weak. I think they are actually stronger than us, because there were a lot of things we took lying down that they will not take sitting down. They will not take it at all. And that also goes to the age of awareness. They are more in tune with their emotions. We have young kids here. I hear you talk about how your son expresses what he's feeling. Before, our feelings, they pass, I'm sad, I am happy. I am angry.
I'm hungry.
I'm hungry. I am angry. They pass that one. But you hear a child say, I was distressed. There was a word my daughter used the other day. He said, hey, I can't remember that word.
My daughter used, I'm traumatized.
My sister.
I say, what's traumatized?
You know, they know how
you don't know I'm traumatized.
Yes.
What do you know is being traumatized?
They know how to name their feelings. And that's a strength they have. And so when they see the bullying coming, they say, I'm not going to stick around for this disrespect. A lot of us took a lot of disrespect growing up because we had the culture of you don't challenge your elders.
Respect our elders.
Leave respect on one side. Leave respect now. It's not, respect has got nothing to do with what we're saying. What we're saying is we actually did swallow a lot of things that was translated, it's like energy, was translated into other things and how we behave to other people because of what we're collecting. We're not very nice people. All these ones were claiming our generation were trained the best. We're not nice people. We talk down on people. We disrespect people. We laugh with those and greet those we think are above us. Come and see how a lot of us treat the people that we think are beneath us. That's when you know that we're not good people. But you see the difference between our children? They treat everybody the same way. So they are actually stronger than we are in that sense, you know. But also, when my son got into the boarding house, he was big, huge, fat, right? And then his peers started hitting him with that. And he called his father one day and he cried. And he said he was coming home. I said, no, stay there. Stay there. So when he finally came home that weekend, I sat him down. I said, we shield you to the best of our ability because this is a home of love. But the outside world will not shield you. So you need to toughen up and always have words handy as well. So that when they are calling you fat, look for something in that person's body to give to the person. Not, yes, before. That was how we survived. Not before you survived. As you are giving me, give back. So that you can ward off the bullies. Do not be the first to look down on somebody and call them bad. But you cannot come and be crying. You are bigger than everybody in your class. They will say, this big boy. You will look funny. Because they will not reason your age. When you are judging the matter with the house parents and the teachers, they don't reason your age. They reason your size. So the person who has insulted you is this high, and you are this high, and you're the one crying. He now understood it. I said, find words. I've always been saying report to the teacher. But at some point, it seems like the teachers are not doing anything. So find words to give them back, to protect yourself so that they will back off. And I did it in secondary school, and it works for me. When I started giving back, before you insult Obiajulu, you will think twice because you collect twice as hard.
But you used to chase you down to beat you.
But when we stand up from the fight, you will be looking for who beat each other because I would have designed you. And so everybody stayed off. Yes, everybody stayed off. I'm just telling you how to survive. I did not tell my child to fight. If he beats somebody, the person will faint. He's very big, right? But then it got to him so bad, he was weeping till he found a way. So when it's between peers, as we're raising children, there's no word Nima will give to me now that I will start crying when I get home. I will give her back because we're peers. But there are other people that you may not be able to respond to. And that's why we're saying you must be empathetic and compassionate in every word you speak to people because you don't know where it's going to hit them. Every word you speak.
There's a culture that I'm from, and it's a Yabis things. Yabis things is not
our culture.
It's my culture. Yep. We call it every female polo. That's what a couple say. When you throw jabs at me, I'll be like, they throw me polo. Okay. Me too. I'm ever ready because I'm always assuming you are doing it from a place of love. I don't. If you are older than me, you throw me, I will throw you back. Yes.
You? Disrespect, uncle.
In fact, they used to gather me and say, this pikin no get respect. Because I grew up seeing my father and his peers throw those yabis at themselves. And when my aunties come and throw their own,
you throw back.
Ready, I throw back. Are you talking to myself? I thought you were playing with me. Because I assume you are playing with me. I assume, because of where I am from, my exposure, that you cannot just look at me, hate me, and want to bring me down. If you throw it, I'm throwing it back. I remember when I resumed here and a colleague looked at me and wanted to make my face and said, you have a round face. I was like, made for me. Yes, it's spectacular. You know, because I didn't know. It was later on I saw how she would do to other people and thought, oh, this was how she meant. But my first reaction was, she was just, you know, stating the obvious.
I have to balance this conversation.
So,
please balance.
More.
Cannot be happy.
No, just me and her. She is the good one.
Wait now. I'm a good one. I'm dealing with my daughter now. She's not where I am. The other day she called me from school and said, because she had always talked about this round face thing. And every time my face, I said, your face is, you are the most unique, most beautiful individual I've seen. Nobody's like you. This is your beauty. So she went to school now where she's not with her parents, and someone looked at her and said, you're not as beautiful as your mommy said. Because she was saying, my mom always says I'm beautiful. Said, you're not beautiful. So you're only beautiful to your mom.
Yes.
And I said, tell her right back that she's as ugly as her heart.
But you know this.
Quick. Call back and say, it was a senior, say, quick, don't they waste time. You need to dish it as they are dishing it.
So they stop.
The short top will be for life ever.
So.
The next time you go back and think about it, you brought over it before you dash it out.
Yes. So.
They will think, oh, they've gotten you. Once they are throwing it like this, ever ready, just throw it back.
Let me go on a break. This cannot be the only way. Let us
go.
There's got to be another way. Stay with
Another way.
Another way.
There's only this way.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing body shaming, and we're moving into bullying, teasing. These are memories that many of us have. I've actually had all our lives, and today it affects the adults we have become. From the story we're talking about, the celebrity said she had to go to skin based on what somebody had mentioned to her years. So discussing, so Bisi and Nima had said that, listen, the best way is to, once these teasers come, when these bullies come, you give it to them immediately.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, okay, maybe there are other ways, because I didn't have that background. I mean, I went to Corona Primary and Corona Secondary School. This kind of things, you just...
You be a jebona.
You can't even, when you say the cane master is ready to spank you, report your, you know, there's so many processes. So I never had that back and forth. I never really engaged in the back and forth. But the truth is that people's words affected me. Even as I speak to you, those words are ingrained in my subconscious, and it affects how I see things, how I see life. So I'm learning from you that maybe if I had given the strength to fight back when those words were told to me, I won't be where I am today. So, and our children are almost having the same background that I had back then, where you can't really fight back because there are systems in place to stop you from fighting back.
And you know, listening to them speak, it's just making me realize that if they were given tools to protect themselves, what tools were we given to protect ourselves, apart from report to the teacher, the teacher that may not always be there? You know, what were the tools that I could have appreciated as a child on the playground when one person said one thing to me that was enough, you know, because we recognize our dignity also at that age, where I'm not a running to teacher to report. I can stand and defend myself. I feel that somehow in that our upbringing, they did us a disservice. Because I was not encouraged to talk back at people until tomorrow. Like when I'm in a confrontation with someone, I'm so careful not to say mean words to the other person because I know how it feels for me. So because it feels bad for me, why would I want to do it to you even when you're doing it to me? But I think with growing up and with maturity, what I've learned is your words, if they're not true, they don't affect me, you know. But I think it's important to also be able to have good words, positive words that I can use to push you away or to protect myself. Oh, look at you, you're too tall. Like you said, yes, tall enough, because that's how God made me. I'm beautifully made tall, you know. Someone said to me once, oh, you're so tall, only men are tall. You never have a tall man to marry. You'll be the tall one, the man will be short, so everyone would laugh at you. And even though I remember, I think I said some things to her, but I remember feeling so bad at that exchange. Like, why did I allow myself to, you know, to be like her? And it bothered me. So for me, what gives me peace is knowing who I am. So I will tell my children that know who you are. But also I think it's nice to once in a while. So every time they attack you, don't say anything. But once in a while, say something that they realize, I may be quiet, but I'm not stupid. I may take your abuse. I may hear your abuse, but I will not take it from you, you know. So once in a while, our children need to understand, first, self-esteem, work on their self-esteem, their confidence, understand that they are beautiful and they're strong and they're perfect the way they are. They are meant to be just that. Anyone that tells them otherwise is just a reflection of yourself. I can see why you would say such ugly words.
You know, I love what she said earlier when she said that have words. I think that's amazing. Have words ready, good or bad. Just have them in your kitty. Equip yourself with words. Either you choose what kind of words, because if I tell my child that, you know the words to use. Anytime people come at you, my husband always tries to, when he's in a good mood, he calls me all sorts of names, tries to celebrate me, tries to tell me, oh, you're beautiful, and I'm thinking, there's somewhere in my head I think, yeah, you're just lying. Yeah, there's something in me that just says, I don't believe
that disbelieves him.
It's just there. No matter how many times he says it or tries to encourage me, there's a wall that he bounces off. It has never gotten in because, it stems from that insecurity of what was said to me as a child and it became the software.
You accepted without protecting yourself. So
exactly. So it just
because you're a child. How does a child protect themselves?
No, I understand. I'm saying, but at this point, So it went into you and it germinated.
Yes, and became a software.
So
Yeah.
Like I must deliberately find a way to eject it,
yes.
but for whatever reason,
You have to do work on that.
So it's important as a parent to any child to be their bouncer till they are able to stand on their own.
Yeah.
So when I say it like I was born bouncing off, no, that's not true. I remember I had low hair. I had the shortest hair among my sisters. My 2 elder sisters had their hair all the way to their waist as babies.
Yeah, that's all.
And I had low hair. They would, if you try to plait it, everything will just have pops. I'll have ball all over my head. So they had to keep me on low cut throughout. And so they would just call me a boy. So my father started buying me boy clothes and we'll go to the stadium together. So I started having me and daddy's time all the time. And it was okay for me. But growing up, if my father just hears somebody say, yes, he resembles boy, you say, no. You put me in front of the mirror, look into the mirror, admire yourself. You say, do it like this. Yeah, do shakara. Do, you know, so over time, I started defending, you know, building that. Once you just tell me, I say, wait, yeah, I saw a mirror this morning. You are talking about yourself. Yeah. You know, because somebody was there, you know, hyping, reinforcing that you are too much, you are too beautiful, you are too smart, you are too everything. I heard it from the most important person. So I'm trying to do that with my kids. Yeah. No matter what, because the world out there, as BC said, is a very tough world. Yeah. Nobody sends you in the world. So when you come home, home is your safe place. As a parent, you must be conscious that the world might want to test it of your kids. Yeah. You must reinforce in them that confidence that you are who you are. I remember trying to buy diploma form for, because I'd done JAM and we didn't get the cutoff. So we went to get a diploma form and my neighbor advised my dad, said, why are you wasting money on him? I was like, am I a waste of money? You know?
My only girl.
So I came home, my father was like, oh, because you're not a waste of money, that's why I'm buying the form anyway. That's, you know, because he knew I would be thinking about it. He said, no, you're not a waste of money, so I'll buy you the form. And so you need to continuously reinforce your child to the point they get there. And he had to be telling me, you know, we're from a circle. Yabbies is normal. When people yab you, they don't really
Can I? Yes. So I was listening to a psychologist one time, and he said something that I resonated with, right? He said to be meek, to be powerless, to be very soft and accepting of everything is just a show of naivety, that there is no strength in that. Now, to be dangerous, to be strong, to be able to ward off, to be able to fight, and then choose not to use it is what makes you a powerful person. And that's also what makes you a humble person. So it's not that I don't want to raise children that don't have capacity to do back. I would have failed them. Because if I am not there tomorrow, another person can come and show them shege of the world. The world has shege, anyhow we look at it. In the workplace, in the schools, in the businesses at home, external family, extended family members, the world will show you its teeth. I want to raise children that have the capacity to show back. You show lion teeth, in rowing, then we now know who to step down. And give them that choice so that they can choose to do good. So the emphasis is on you have the ability to give them back what they are giving to you, but you can choose to go the other way. And also sometimes you show them that if you come for me, you will collect double. And that's where you protect yourself. You are stronger than the person who just allows it and takes it in, because it will come. They say words are like an egg. Once it's broken, you can never pack it back. It's broken. That's it. And it will permeate in different ways. It may stay. There's a testimony I always give when I'm coaching people where, you know, after secondary school, I joined this office, and then they were teaching us how to go and market to people and all of that. And what they gave me was to market something in education. That's somebody that just finished secondary school, because I could talk. To market something in education, and I'll go and meet principals of schools, elderly men, and they'll be looking at me talking. When I finish, they say, what do you know? What's your certification? No, I beg, all these people. So I could not sell. And then I came back to the office to meet my Oga. And my Oga looked at me and said, BC, you cannot sell anything. Guess when I broke out of that? It was like an innocent statement, right? But it followed me till I finished school. I got married. I graduated. It was following me till I did my coaching course. We broke it in Larry Olushola's class when we were doing NLP. And to test that I had broken it, I did my Nurturing the Nurturer program, and I sold out the hall. See how long it took me. Some people never get an opportunity to break out of that. Because you are the one that said it now, you will forget. If I tell my parents some of the things they said to me that still haunts me till today, they will say, no, when did I say that? I'm the one that received it. I know how it's following me. So teach your children to be able to bounce off and give back, resist and give back, so that people would avoid, when you're coming to me.
Keep giving back. They're also breaking that person. That other person.
No, the person that is giving you.
You are not breaking anybody that you not break. It's the person that is attempting to break.
To solve a problem.
And retaliation with the topic.
Yes, thank you.
The person who gave, he also might be naive because he's also coming from somewhere. So if you give back, they're further damaging that person.
No, see, the difference is when you are giving to somebody unprovoked, you have a problem. It's not my body I'm going to heal you. I'm not your doctor. So I give you back so that next time when you want to give another person, you slow down. This person has the capacity to give me back. Let me move. All these bullies, they have a problem that I am not there to solve for them. Don't bring your problem to me to solve for you. So if you are coming for me, know that I'm not your best target. Go somewhere else.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I see it differently. Like I said before, that it's, and you know, you sort of said that part, which is empower your child to the point where they understand that this does not mean anything to me, and I'm choosing not to be like you. So I like that part. And I don't want the tool to be like them. Show them that you can even be worse than they are. Because what happens is that it stays in you, that behavior, and before you know it, you even do it to people who do not deserve it. And even those you think are deserving, if you were to sit down and have a conversation with them, they may not be deserving. They may be cry for help or something like that. I just don't want me or my children to be like them in order to protect themselves. I want them to understand the sticks and stones may break my bones, but words may never, hurt me. That is what I want my child to do. I want my child to hear those words and know that it has nothing to do with me, but more to do with you that's saying it. So I understand that the work that I need to do now is from me. The constant reassurance, the constant validation, I have to do that. I will not expect it from anyone outside. I just don't want to create a monster in order to deal with a monster.
Sorry, Miriam.
I'm not saying that that's what you're doing. I'm just saying that that's my fear.
So this from experience, this is one that pays. If you have somebody, and I feel that you were bullying me, and I never replied you, I will never be myself again.
But see, you might be feeling wrongly. You might have taken that biabi as a wrong.
Yes, that's a possibility. So if it was a wrong intention, if you do it to me, I do it back. We are playing.
Yes,
you understand?
Like
so both of us are enjoying yabis. No, yabis is a part of a culture where I'm from. It is not intended to bully. No, it's not intended to bully. It's not intended to bully.
Except by malicious people.
No. Except somebody is being malicious. Yeah. It is a culture of play and jokes where I'm from. I've said that. So if a person does it to me and it is not a joke, and I go home, and I did not do anything.
You will not be okay.
It's like two people fight now. We reach where we want to talk, and you have already slapped me. Then I say we should end up at talking like
and I've not slapped back.
These two people. Nah. Then I said I have not slapped my own back.
You will not be okay.
That sorry did not reach my mind, even if they say it. You see, it says somewhere I'm putting it aside because if as me when you slap my own back, then I say two of us should settle.
Then it's equal.
Equal.
Yeah. So let me add something small to.
Sorry, before you go. What if the person slaps you, and then they come to talk, and then punish the person for slapping you?
That would be good.
Yes, that's justice.
I say sorry. So you should all make up.
That's justice now.
It's not rich mind.
So let me add a little to what
eye for eye.
Miriam has said. So whether we believe it or not, we are both good and evil. Everybody has the capacity to do good and do evil. However, you would want as much as possible to raise your children in a way that the good outshines the evil, right? Yes. But the capacity is there. So if some people choose to use their own, and you want to use your own for a bit, to keep them in their place. You see, these things have long-term effects where you're constantly allowing it because you want to be good, right? And not every child is equipped with, I tell my children all the time that they are beautiful. My first daughter got to an age where she believed she was not fine. There was nothing I could do about it. It was her teenage years. They had their mood swing, their mood swing back to back. She would look at herself in the mirror and just... And now this is a girl that I've been calling a queen since the time she was a baby. At some point in life, no matter what your parents have done to protect you, those things will fall off. It will come back later, right? But it will fall off. And at that time that it falls off, How do you protect yourself?
What do you take?
We can bring out the little evil, small of the evil, sprinkle it, so that other people don't come.
But you know one thing with a child is how will she measure it?
No, leave the measurement. Let me finish what I'm saying. Leave the measurements first. When you now get to that point where you're more mature, you understand. That's why they said, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he grows, he will never depart. He finds his way back to that goodness. But the time that he needs to be the monster, let him show his peers a little so that they leave him alone.
Okay, let me tell you, there are stories of people who will tell you that they used to be bullied and then they were taught to bully back and became such big bullies. They did not realize when it took over them.
But
because they were children.
They will recover.
They will recover, but you have done the damage now.
My husband
then tomorrow
is a perfect example.
Then tomorrow we'll be sitting and discussing you because you were...
Because my brother said that, I think I've said this story before. Somebody beat him in this class.
Yeah.
And they called his parents.
Yeah.
Then his father got to school and said, this is the boy that beat you.
This time.
Don't come home. Quiet. When he got home,
Hey.
he said, how can that small boy beat you? You know how tall you are? And he had that conversation. And you have to beat back. He said that statement, well, it affected him emotionally. That till he finished university, he was
beating everybody.
and that was in primary school or something.
Yeah.
Like he was beating people. He was known as the boy that was always beating everybody.
Right.
So that thing has a way of affecting.
But aside from
Has he recovered?
Aside from that, what other training did he get at home? That was his foundation. So a one-off instruction is for when you need to fight. You cannot come. No, listen.
Right.
We're saying that as a child.
Last month, I think January, my son was playing with two brothers, a senior boy and a younger boy of his age. The senior boy looks at him and says, "You call my sister Lagos City girl," slaps him. Why? Younger brother said, "What did he say?" Slaps him again. Because of my son's nature, he just went to sit somewhere, and I kept looking at him through the cameras. I couldn't find him. So I saw that he was covered somewhere. What do you think I would do?
No, tell us, what did you do?
Please give us gist.
Tell us
Can
the
you
truth.
imagine?
Tell us the TV or tell us the
But no, now, I'm raising a first son, head of family.
He has to be strong.
Head of family. He must always be ready.
Yes, so.
I did what I needed
I agree
to
with
do.
you.
So let's just go on a break. I have to wrap up with you.
She did what she did.
But I think these conversations have merged into bullying because we started off
Yes.
body
shaming.
But it's part of it.
It's part of it.
It's part of the whole thing. You know, but I think it moves on into parenting, into the world of parenting, how to equip our children so that they don't face, so they will face bullies, but to know how to resist bullies. So it doesn't affect them, because all of us are products of these things. As I said, I have my own story, my husband has his own, we all have our insecurities as a result of something we're not able to ward off as children. So we just have to keep learning and find ways, relearn, unlearn, and see how we can best equip our children so that they don't end up bleaching their skin like this actress had to do because of somebody's insecurity. I mean, that's what happened. Somebody spoke to her insecurity.
She was in the industry. It was the thing.
That's all we can take on this segment. I hope we learned a few things. Let me come back. We bring in our special guest for today, Women We Love. Stay with us. We'll be right back.